Heyo, Hipper here. So yes, it is another Minotaur video because that is the ship that I really enjoy playing at the moment. And I think it'll stay this way for a while, at least until the legendary French cruiser Colbert comes back. And even then, I probably still will prefer Minotaur over Colbert, simply because it has that very wonderful radar and it also has quite an extensive torpedo armament, which of course is very nice to have. Now I try to shake up the ships I play a bit, or at least the cruisers I play, as much as I possibly can, and it just so happens that lately I've just been very into Minotaur, and I really have a good time in the ship here, and I really enjoy playing it. And really, if you are looking for a good ship for Legendary tier, I can definitely recommend it. If you want to research it in the bureau, if you don't already have it. Of course, it is a floating citadel. You should know that before you take this thing out. But then on the other hand, I don't really think that it's that much more vulnerable than, say, the legendary American cruiser, the Worcester. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you get caught broadside in both of them, well, you're gonna have a bad time. And of course, Minnow can be, easily overmatched from the bow. But yeah, I don't know. Being a cruiser at legendary tier is going to be a challenge no matter what you play. So I don't know. It's not really a ship that I really consider that much of a problem to play, really. Yes, it is difficult, and if you play it with a radar and an agile build like I do, then yes, it's even more difficult. But you get to kill lots of destroyers, and really that's what I enjoy about this ship here. Get in close, so you can get your whole broadside on a destroyer within, say, 5-6 kilometers at the very maximum. And even, sometimes you might even be lucky, like I am in this game here, where the destroyer player sees, well, I'm assuming that he sees, hey, there's a CC in here in the cap, I'm going to torp him. And I mean, this happens a lot, guys, and sometimes it works out very badly for me, and this time it worked out for me, because if a DD wants to, YOLO torp you, I mean, there's not that much you can do. Like, you might take them out, but they get their notch on the belt. But of course, to the detriment of their team, because I mean, why would you give up a destroyer to kill a cruiser? Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, it happens a lot, and I mean, I don't mind. That's part of the thing, I guess. Now, if you watch my videos, you know I keep ranting on about Colbert and how it's not in the game. And really, come on, it was out around Christmas, and I mean, it's nearly mid-spring, and we still don't have a ship. And I mean, it's ready to go. It's obviously there, and yeah, there may be a little bit of, waiting to do on its different, abilities, but it can't be something that takes months and months. Just give us the ship and give us another cruiser at legendary tier, and pretty much all problems with legendary tier will be solved. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Minotaur's entry into legendary tier is the best thing that's happened to this game in a very, very long time. For me, it has transformed legendary tier from the tier that is just horrible to play, absolutely terrible to play, to actually be the tier I play the most now. It's even hard for me to actually go back to play tier 7 now, because I'm just used to this like 2-point something reload on Minotaur, and the devastating salvos you can fire with this thing. So it's just, even going back to Edinburgh with a 6 or 7 second reload at tier 7, it just feels very sluggish in comparison, I think. Which is also why I think when Colbert comes back, it's gonna be hard to drag me out of legendary tier, really. It's just such a good thing for the game to have more cruisers at this tier. And I mean, this is not news to anyone who plays this game. I mean, this is what myself and most of the CCs and of course the player base have been saying for probably years. Like, the legendary tier came out, was it Christmas 2020, I think? I mean, that's a while ago, and it's only now that we get some actual, you know, cruisers that can do something other than pretend battleship stuff like Alaska. And wow, has that meant a lot for legendary tier. I really think that it has, like I said, transformed the tier for me, and I play legendary tier all the time now, almost exclusively actually. I play a little bit of Edinburgh still, and sometimes a bit of Exeter, but as I said, I've pretty much left tier 7 behind now, because it's just more fun to be at legendary tier now than when you have Minotaur, and soon hopefully we'll get Colbert, and who knows, perhaps some more cruisers or some more battleships or whatever. Like, anything they add to legendary tier now is only going to make it better. Except if it's something like another Weimar or something like that. We can live without overpowered ships. You might also notice that, again, I'm running the St. Patrick's guys on the ship, and I really like these guys. I think it's one of the best ideas these guys have had in a while, and I mean, that's saying a bit. But I like to personalize my ship a little bit here, and that's something more than just the camo on the ship. I enjoy being able to choose between different colored tracers and whatever, and I mean, yeah, does it do anything for my enjoyment of the game? Not really, but it's just fun. And sure, if you play with Smoke Minnow, I probably wouldn't pick colored tracers for obvious reasons. I just wish that the guises would include other stuff, not just the same thing for every ship. I mean, when you're within legendary skill range, this guy here shoots the exact same fireworks as all the other guises. I'm just like, come on, couldn't he like shoot like some, you know, clover or something St. Patrick's Day related? That's a bit of a missed opportunity there, I think. And there's also the fact that when you blow the horn, you get to fire a flare. That's obviously the color of your guys. I mean, I would like to see something different there as well. So not every single guys. The only difference is that the flare is a different color. That's not as important as the firework though. I would love to see some other animation for the different guises. I know it's more work for wargaming, but come on, you charge 5,000 doubloons for this guys here. So if you're just copy pasting and then changing the color code on the tracers, I mean, that is that's a 2-second job. So I think wargaming could put a little more effort into these guys. Like, they're a very good idea, and yeah, they're starting out good. But after we got the first 2 Christmas guises, I assumed the fireworks was there because it was something to do with New Year. But then we got this guys here, and the fireworks are still there, haven't changed. And we just got another 2 guises now. That's part of the racing thing, and again, it's the same thing. I'm just like, come on. At least commanders actually have different abilities, and I mean, the guises aren't cheap, so I think that's a small thing to ask, really. But again, I'm not the project manager on this game. Thank goodness for that, by the way. So I can just say what I think should be done, and I definitely think that the guises need more work. It's a great idea, it's a good start, but they need more work. Anyway, let's get back to legendary tier here, because like I said, I really enjoy this tier now, and I play it so much. I think before Minotaur came out, I only really played Khabarovsk and Yamato sometimes at legendary tier, and not really on my own a lot. Probably a couple of battles a month or something like that. But with Minotaur in the game, I have gone from, let's say, a dozen battles at Legendary tier a month to playing exclusively at Legendary tier, almost anyway. And that's like, with my current play schedule, probably a couple of hundred battles a month. And that's been going on since Christmas. And to me, that is a victory. Not really a victory for Wargaming, because it took them very, very long time to add these cruisers that were so badly needed into the Legendary tier. Like, I personally asked, I don't know, a dozen times when we were going to get something that could actually do cruiser things. And it took a while, but fine, we'll leave that as is. We won't talk about it ever again. No, of course I'll talk about it again. I'll talk about it all the time. Anyway, the point is that Legendary tier is much better now. It's actually very, very good now. So adding these cruisers here have helped, and it's great. Next step, of course, is the clan implementation. Because if you remember the developer interview about 6 or 8 months ago, I can't remember, they said that the first part of clan stuff, whatever it will be, would be ready in the beginning of 2022. And we are slowly edging towards the middle of 2022. So I'm kind of expecting something to do with clans for the next April update. Otherwise, I will be quite disappointed, I will say that. And I will complain loudly on Discord to anyone who wants to listen to it. Which aren't that many people, actually. So the reason for all this, that I want clans up and running as quickly as possible, is so the community is able to, put up their own tournaments, and you can pick the clans you want to face off against and stuff like that. It will be a lot of fun, I think, and it will really up the spectating potential of this game a lot. Because I think a lot of people would like to watch some of the best players in the best divisions go up against each other in a unofficial tournament or anything like that. I know I would definitely watch that, and it would just be a good next step for the game, and obviously a next step that a lot of us have been waiting on for a very, very long time. I mean, this game is almost 3 years old by now, and you still have to do like low-tech 1982 count-ins when you want to play with your friends in a game. If you don't have them in your division already, I mean, that's really unforgivable, isn't it? Let's just call it what it is. And there's so much potential in this game that's unlocked. So let's just get some move on now, people. COVID is over, and it's time to actually get this game to where it should be after 3 years. At least that's my opinion. Anyway, that was a Minotaur battle here, 3000 something XP here, and a bit of a stomp, but anyway, good battle. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you out there.